What if I told you that every tattoo on your body is the result of a battle your immune system fought and lost and is still quietly fighting right now? The moment the needle goes in, your body does not see art. It sees an invasion. It launches a full defensive war to destroy the ink. And the strange, almost unbelievable reason that ink stays locked in your skin for the rest of your life is not because your body gave up. It is because of what happens when it tries and fails to win. By the end of this, you will never look at a tattoo the same way again. Let us start with the needle itself. A tattoo machine punctures your skin somewhere between 50 and 3,000 times every minute. And it is not just scratching the surface. The outer layer of your skin, the epidermis, is constantly shedding. You lose millions of skin cells every single day. If the ink stayed there, your tattoo would vanish in weeks. So the needle goes deeper. It drives the ink into the second layer, the dermis. A living, busy world of blood vessels, nerves, and immune cells. And the instant that foreign pigment lands there, alarms go off. Your body does not know it is a rose, or a name, or a tiny star. It only knows that something that does not belong has just been stabbed into you thousands of times. And it responds the way it responds to any wound or any invader. With war. This is why a fresh tattoo swells, reddens, and aches. That soreness is not damage from the needle alone. It is inflammation. Your immune system floods the area with cells and chemicals, exactly as it would for an infection. Here is something most people feel but never understand. Some people feel genuinely unwell for a day or two after a large tattoo. Tired, achy, almost like a mild flu. That feeling is real. It is your whole body mounting a defense, not just the patch of skin under the needle. The bigger the tattoo, the bigger the war. And leading this war is a special kind of immune cell, the one that holds the secret to why tattoos are forever. They are called macrophages. In Greek, the name means big eaters. Their job is simple: patrol the body, find anything foreign, and swallow it whole. Bacteria, viruses, dead cells, debris. A macrophage engulfs the enemy, then dissolves it with acid from the inside. So when the ink arrives, the macrophages do exactly what they are built to do. They rush in and gulp down the pigment particles like tiny vacuum cleaners, trying to clear the invader. But then something happens that almost never happens. The macrophage fails. Tattoo ink is built from metals and compounds the body simply cannot break down. The acid does nothing. The pigment just sits there, trapped inside the immune cell that tried to destroy it. The big eater swallowed something it can never digest, and so the macrophage makes a different choice. If it cannot destroy the ink, it will contain it. It stays put, holding the pigment locked inside its body. Frozen in the act of an attack it can never finish. Multiply that by millions of cells, each clutching its own speck of color, and together they form the image sitting on your skin. Your tattoo is not ink resting in your skin. It is ink imprisoned inside a wall of immune cells. But this is where it becomes truly strange, because those cells do not live forever. A macrophage eventually dies, and when it does, it releases the pigment it was holding. For years, this baffled scientists. If the cells holding the ink keep dying, why does the tattoo not slowly fade away and disappear? The answer was uncovered using mice. The instant a dying macrophage drops its ink, a fresh young macrophage rushes in and swallows the very same pigment. The ink is released and immediately recaptured, over and over, for your entire life. Scientists tested this in an astonishing way. They took tattooed skin from one mouse and grafted it onto another. Within weeks, the cells holding the tattoo were no longer the original cells. They belonged to the new mouse. A whole new generation of immune cells had taken up the same ink in the same place, keeping the pattern perfectly intact. Your tattoo is permanent, not because it never moves, but because your body keeps catching it, again and again, in an endless relay that never stops. And the ink does not all stay in your skin. From the moment you are tattooed, some of the tiniest pigment particles are swept into your lymphatic system, the drainage network of your immune defenses. They travel to your lymph nodes, the filtering stations of your body, and recent research has found tattoo pigment lodged in those nodes years, even decades later. It means a tattoo is not a one-time event. Your immune system is exposed to that ink continuously, quietly, for the rest of your life. Studies are still untangling what that means for long-term health. So here is the truth. A tattoo feels like decoration, something you put on, like paint on a wall. But under the surface, it is something far stranger. A permanent standoff between a foreign substance and an immune system that never fully surrenders and never fully wins. Every tattoo you have ever seen is a battlefield, frozen in time. Millions of immune cells holding their ground, passing their captured pigment from one generation to the next, so that a design can outlive the very cells that carry it. You did not just get a tattoo. You started a war inside your own body that will quietly continue for as long as you live. So the next time you look at the ink on your skin, remember what it really is. Not a picture lying on top of you. A truce held in place by an army that is still, to this very day, refusing to let go. If this changed the way you see your own body, hit subscribe. Because your body is full of mysteries science is only beginning to solve. And next time, we explore another one. What your body does in the final seconds before you fall asleep, and why that fragile edge is closer to death than you think.